6:55.
Stacy, do you want me to go ahead and start?
Yes, please. Oh, great. Hi, Shas. Yes, please do.
Yes, okay. If you guys could, especially for today with Memorial Day,
Yeah,
let's recite our Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, give me 1 second here, Shastri.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pass the meeting back to our president, Stacy Kessler.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm not sure who this 917 phone number is. Could you announce yourself, 917?
That's Shay.
Oh, that's Shay. Okay, perfect. I guess Shay is coming on. Okay, perfect. God bless you. Well, I see we're a very intimate group this evening. I'm so grateful that everyone is here. And I just want to honor all of the people who are our frontline, all of the people who have given their hearts, their lives, and shown us all what true heroes are. And let's just give a moment of silence for this Memorial Day meeting. 1 moment of silence, please. Thank you for that. The mission of a Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. And I believe that in an altruistic way of being, how we all are taking a stand for ourselves, showing our leadership skills by simply showing up each week and stepping into what may be a little uncomfortable to get more comfortable in our lives, and being the ripple effect for not only ourselves, our team, but our families, being the ripple out there for our families and community. And at this time, it is my honor and privilege to turn this meeting over to our Toastmaster of the evening, our fearless leader, courageous Susanna Kulhadar.
Thank you, Madam President. As you've said earlier, today is a Remembrance Day, a Memorial Day to remember the members of the armed forces who have died in the line of duty. It is a day to honor their courage and their sacrifice. Hence, tonight's theme is Be of Service. Tonight, I'm also filling in role for invocation. Mahatma Gandhi had said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. As Toastmaster of the Day, I serve you as their Master of Ceremonies again this week. For the benefit for our guests and new members, a traditional Toastmaster meeting has 3 sections: formal speeches, table topics, and evaluations. Since we all are virtual tonight, I would strongly encourage each of you to provide feedback to the speakers and functionaries via Zoom in their private chat. Throughout the meeting, our members have the opportunity to practice their listening, critical thinking, and management skills by serving in various roles. Toastmaster Ray Melendez, please explain your role as our counter. Hi, Ray. You are muted.
We can't hear you. I think you're muted. It shows that you're not though. Oops.
Stacey, I think he's calling in.
Right. Check your phone's mute button, not your Zoom settings.
You hear me?
Now we
Yeah.
can. Thanks.
Okay,
Gary.
so sorry. Toastmaster of the day, the purpose of the ah counter is to note any words or sounds such as as well as double starts used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ray. Toastmaster Summer Matthews, please explain your role as grammarian word master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. One benefit of Toastmasters is that it helps people improve their grammar and word use. Being grammarian provides an exercise in expanding listening skills. I have several responsibilities: to introduce new words to members, to comment on the language used during the course of the meeting, and to provide examples of eloquence. The word of the day is altruistic. It's an adjective. Unselfishly concerned for or devoted to the welfare of others. In a sentence, not all the reasons for joining a youth service group are entirely altruistic. I encourage anyone speaking during any part of the meeting to use altruistic or word of the day. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Summers. Toastmaster Sobia Zahid, please explain your role as general timer.
Toastmaster of the day, I'm responsible for monitoring time for each speaker. I operate the timing signal to indicate speech length. Timing begins with the first definite verbal or nonverbal communication with the audience. Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sobia. Toastmaster Micheline Nemberg, please explain your role as general evaluator.
Sure. Good evening. As general evaluator, if one thinks of a club meeting as a project, then think of a general evaluator as a quality control manager. I will be commenting on the overall flow of this meeting this evening to give a feedback. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Micheline. The first section of our meeting is the formal speeches, which are prepared speeches based on specific projects in our communication manual or our pathway programs. Tonight we have 3 speakers. Toastmaster Sastri Stewart, please provide us with the project information on our first speaker.
Absolutely, Madam Toastmaster. Shay will be given a speech from the Pathways program, Visionary Communication. The project is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. Shay will focus on a time she was a protege. It could be any time in her life. She can discuss any aspect of the protege experience, and the speech cannot be a report of the content of the Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring project. The speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sastri. Timer, please demonstrate the timing signals for this project.
The Toastmaster of the day, I will display the green card or my green background at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. And I clap the speaker off at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sobia. Speech title, Activation Legacy. Speech introduction. Shay will explain why mentorship is an integral part of one's life, especially here at Toastmasters. She says mentorship is beyond you or any one of us. Please help me welcome Shay Green. Shay, can you hear us?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, I was just unmuting the speaker activation legacy. Legacy, mentorship. I see them as one and the same. The legacy of mentorship allows one to share experiences and wisdom that ultimately propel and build up people towards their future destination. I'd like each one of you to close your eyes. That's right, you go ahead, close your eyes and reflect on a person of influence at any point in your life. I'd like you to think of what age you were, their words of wisdom, maybe the experience of hearing them. I'll give you a moment. You got it? Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. Now, I'd like you to think of a word, one word that reflects or describes that person in that memory for you. And get it ready because I may just call on you. Keon?
Yes.
That one word you would use to describe the person in your memory. Or,
The person who works the hardest.
okay. Stacy. You're muted. Okay, Shastri, is there a word that you think, oh, go ahead, Stacy.
Legacy.
Legacy. Shastri.
Commitment.
Commitment. Legacy, hard work, and commitment. Those are great words that embody the spirit of a mentor and what they instill in their mentee. Now, the word mentor may not be suitable for that experience or that memory for you. But we've all had an instructor, we've had a teacher, we've had a counselor, or maybe even coach. We'll revisit that in a moment. Mentorship gives you the opportunity to share an experience of wisdom and knowledge while the mentee builds a skill set and meets their goals. I reflect on two mentors that I had so far in my journey. The first being Shastri. There was a moment where I was frustrated. There were so many things that I wanted to learn, to apply, and I just felt like I wasn't moving fast enough. And Shastri said, "You're doing fine. You know, Einstein didn't start speaking until the age of 3. In that moment, I think I laughed to myself. It was just what I needed to hear. One, that where I was is okay, and I was doing well. But Shastri just always has a way of bringing random facts or questions that are just perfect for that moment. And two, Stacy. There was a moment where I wanted to have more of a team that helped me move towards goals, but I was frustrated about communication. And she reminded me, it's important to hold people high, but it's even more important to celebrate them where they are. Those are two very prime examples of mentorship, and not just any mentorship, but here at Wellington Toastmasters. Now, wait. I want you to get even more excited because mentorship is not just for the mentee. It's for you too. It's for the mentor. The mentor gets to be exposed to a new perspective, exposed to a new way of thinking and new approaches for different personalities. Doesn't that sound like an awesome deal? Now, even more specific, mentorship here at Wellington, we've designed a structure where you get to meet with your mentor on a weekly basis. We, one, respect your time frame of both, and two, bringing back the word coach. So coach versus mentor. A mentor has an approach of a more long-term journey. They hear your goals and what's important to you, but it more reflects how you can set a pace to reach those. Whereas coaching has more to do with the short-term goal, specific tips and ways to reach that. In closing, ultimately, a mentor is just someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Oprah Winfrey. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
We can't hear you, Stacey.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
There you go.
All right. Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Shay. I was just saying this is one of the most interactive speeches I have witnessed after being part of Toastmaster. Visualization was very powerful. It immediately took me to memory of my mentor, and also the word was also, you know, like thinking of one word was powerful too. I like the way we often talk about mentees, how mentoring is just for the mentee, and you also gave some reflection of what it means for the mentor too. Thank you, Toastmaster Shay. So without further ado, it's time for our second speech for tonight. Toastmaster Stacy Kessler, please provide us the project information for our second speaker.
Honorably, I will. This project for Brendan, Toastmaster Brendan, addresses the skills needed to give and receive feedback. He will be learning about giving and receiving and how to apply feedback. The purpose of this project is to present a speech on any topic. Brendan receives feedback, and he will apply the feedback into his second speech. And this speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stacy. Speech title, The 7-Step Guide to Setting Effective Goals. An introduction of the speech. There's nothing worse than wandering around aimlessly, unsure of what to do, feeling like there needs to be more to life. Brendan will introduce us with his 7 steps guide to setting goals to help you live on purpose, both personally and professionally, rejuvenating your energy and helping you gain mental clarity. Please help me welcome Brendan. Toastmaster Brendan.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you, Stacy, and welcome, Toastmasters. So in following Shay speaking about goals, what I'd also love for you to do is close your eyes momentarily, if you'd be so kind. And anyone who's not closing their eyes, close your eyes. Thank you. And with that, I would like you to think about what is a goal that you recently set? What is that goal? And with that goal, how specific were you on that goal? Have you hit it? Have you not hit it? Put that to the side. Now I want you to think about another goal or another thing that you wanted to achieve, another object, another something, but you didn't hit it. Why didn't you? Go ahead and open your eyes. Zig Ziglar, a motivational speaker, super into personal development, he said, it's hard to hit a target you cannot see, and it's hard to see a target you do not have. And with that, when I first start working with clientele, what I'd like to explain is kind of the process of what does that look like, and take somebody from someone that has a ton of ideas and a great idea of where they want to go to something very specific, very targeted, and a 7-step process that will help you inevitably achieve exactly what it is that is important to you to get to where you want to be. So very much from a coaching and a mentoring aspect, my suggestion for tonight is to write down what these 7 steps are and apply them to any area in your life that you find important. So when I first start working with the clientele, what we do is we develop a PVG, and that is a purpose, a vision, and then finally a goal. So your purpose is really your why. What is the reason that you do what you do? And it doesn't matter if it's weight loss, if it's relationships, if it's business, if it's personal, professional, the whole 9 yards. You need to have a burning desire why you choose to do something. From there, you have a vision. So we establish the purpose, we build a vision. So in your mind, if you close your eyes and said, okay, what does this look like? If you could clearly write it out, then that is what allows buildings to be built. That is what allows roads to be paved. That is what allows bridges to be built. And is being able to see it before it's actually there that creates it into reality. And finally, when we get to the goals is to say, okay, in my mind, this is what I see. And my goal is to be very specific and say, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to get to. And then what we do is we set those goals and say, okay, and then here's where we open it up. So in order to achieve those goals, here's what's most important. And it's a formula that's called AIM SMART, AIMSMART, AIM SMART. AIM. So I learned SMART quite some time ago. AIM was introduced to me when I became a coach, and they said, well, you want to add this on because it's very important. So A is acceptable. At the very least, when you close your eyes and you say, okay, bare minimum, what is acceptable? What do I need to hit? So let's just say, for example, I'll use losing weight because that was a big goal for me. It might be a goal for you, or probably you know somebody that needs to lose weight. So at the very minimum, let's just say I weigh 200 pounds. My acceptable goal is to lose 5 pounds. So my acceptable goal is 185. I is ideal. Man, I would love to lose 30 pounds. That would be great. That would be phenomenal. So if I could weigh 170, so that's your acceptable, that's your ideal. Now what's important is that we meet somewhere in the middle. So what is your middle goal? Well, my middle goal is 15 pounds. Okay, so that's something that's reasonable for you in terms of a target. Again, you can put this in finances, you can put this in business, whatever works for you. So that's A is acceptable, I is ideal, we meet in the middle, that's your M, so that's AIM. For SMART, so S starts with specific. You need to be extremely specific, especially in your mind's eye. When you close your mind, specifically, what is the goal that I wish to obtain? So I want to XYZ, specifically within the next 3 months, I want to lose 15 pounds. I want to look trim. I want to be good in a bathing suit. So like I can see that, it's very clear. M, is it measurable? So at the end of the day, if I start and I'm 200 pounds on the scale and I want to lose 15 pounds is my measurable amount. Over the course of 3 months, that means 5 pounds per month makes it specifically measurable. I know exactly what I'm aiming for. Okay, so we've covered A, I, M, S, and M, specific and measurable. Then we go to A, is it attainable? So knowing my body style, have I ever tried to lose weight? Maybe I haven't. So where does that stand? Is this something that's attainable for me? Well, let's look at our references, right? So have people before lost 15 pounds over the course of 3 months? And obviously there's plenty of people that have done that. So for you, most likely that's something that's attainable that you can full-blown achieve. So I would say that's a great goal to set. So you have specific, you have measurable, it's attainable because it's doable, and then realistic or relevant. So that's your R, that's your R in the SMART. So is it relevant for you? If you have never tried to lose weight before, then, you know, is this something that's relevant for me? Well, do you have a burning desire? Why? Is it relevant to me because and it depends on what that why is and how it links in. So is it relevant? Is it reasonable? For me, I had lost 35 pounds when I had first started. So it was totally relevant. It was something reasonable, and it made total sense. And then from a T, it needs to be timely. So is it time effective? From the time aspect, 3 months is more than enough time to lose the 15 pounds, right? So make sure it's the same thing for you, whether that's weight, whether that's for business, it could be a short time span or a long time span. So remember, aim smart for your goals, be very specific, and I promise you'll hit them. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brennan. I was definitely taking notes, and I see many of our Toastmasters were taking notes too. Awesome for explaining us PVG, very easy to remember, but very powerful as well. And then AIM and SMART. And I love the way you use a very common example of losing weight. I'm sure many people can also relate to that. It was very personable for me. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you.
So time for our third speech for tonight. Who is going to be our evaluator? Is it going to be Heon? Heon,
Yes.
you're going to be, okay. All right, thank you. So Toastmaster Heon, please provide us with the project information for our third speaker tonight.
My pleasure, Madam Toastmaster. The project that our speaker Connie chose was Understanding Your Leadership Style. And this is from a dynamic leadership path. And this project is designed to introduce the different styles of leadership and help her identify her preferred style. And the purpose of this project is to identify her primary leadership style and consider how her leadership style impacts the people around her.
Thank you, Toastmaster Heon. Speech title, Hero's Journey, New Beginning. And speech description, tonight Connie Andrews will be talking about her leadership style. Please help me welcome Connie Andrews. So you are on mute, Connie. We cannot hear you. There you go.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So this evening, I have a challenge to convey to you my style, which, as you know, as you've seen me at times, is different. And so tonight, I hope to continue on that path of stepping out of the box. I recently took a course, an 8-week course. It was called the Creative Insights Journey, CIJ. And the last project that was asked of me, and what I'm doing for you this evening, is to do something that I am not comfortable with. So I thought a lot about it, and I decided that rapping is something that I am not comfortable with. And that is part of leadership. When you do something that's not comfortable, but you do it anyway, even if you don't succeed, because every time that you get up and dust yourself off and get up and do it again, you're going to get better and better. So I'm going to put some background music on. I'm going to do my rap, and I hope that you enjoy it. So here it goes. Can you hear that music? Hero's journey, new beginnings. I have no expectations, no frustrations, no positive or negative deliberations. I am on a hero's journey to find my purpose. Oh, what a circus. I don't want to get stuck. Oh, what the fuck. I'm on a hero's journey. I am letting go of fear. Do you hear? Letting go of failure. Letting go of being afraid to be wrong. I'm letting go of the chatter. No more clatter. My ways of being, I am seeing no expectations. I listen to my voice of wisdom. My VOW, voice of wisdom, is my system. I am going inward. Meditation is elation. Meditation is rejuvenation. What am I yearning to know? Everything with bling. My heart is burning, learning. Be here now, you say? But how? Practicing being mindful, you say? Stay in the present, so ever present this very moment. eliminate multitasking, because if we don't, if I don't, if you don't, you will miss what's happening this very moment. No judgment is my goal. I must be in control. Yak, Y-A-K. You already know the answer. We always already know. Steady ready. I do life with ease. Oh, what a breeze. Energy, so much synergy. Enjoyment, what an enrollment. My life is a work of art. I am the artist. Oh, what a beautiful harvest. I have all the time in the world. Tick, tock, tick, tock. What have I observed? My experience of peace and relaxation comes from a place of abundance, overabundance, superabundance. Did I say, don't worry, just do it? It is no longer blurry to me. I've been on this journey for the last 8 weeks. And where has the time gone? I have learned so many new techniques. I have written a letter to my future self. Today, I look at everything with newness and joy. Most importantly, of everything that I have learned, the central and most important relationship of my life is with me, myself, and I, as it should be with every one of you. Believe in your intuition, because your heart is your art. Tell fear to go get a beer. Fear, you are powerless. You are cowardice. On the other side of fear is everything that you want. My hero's journey is tender and joyful, and I will charge on like Pollyanna. Oh, let me not forget all the people that have supported me. Every one of you Toastmasters has supported me every week and inspired me to do what I'm doing right now. I want to thank you, every one of you, for championing and being here every Monday night religiously on this beautiful, plentiful, bountiful space filled with love, tenderness, and empowerment. I'm complete.
Thank you, Toastmaster Connie Andrews. What a powerful speech. It was another powerful speech tonight. Wow, voice of wisdom, right? As you mentioned, the speech was like that for me. Thank you, Toastmaster Connie.
Thank you.
So we have moved on to our second part. Before that, General Timer, can you give us some timing evaluation on this? How are we doing on timing?
Toastmaster of the day, everyone was within time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sobia. Members, general reminder, please give feedback to the speakers via Zoom in their private chat. The suggestion being a couple of points that you liked and 1 or 2 points that the speaker's functionary could work on for improvement. Votes will be taken via poll after the second part of the meeting tonight. So now the second part of the meeting tonight is table topics. This is an opportunity for a member to develop their impromptu speaking. Please welcome Toastmaster Gary Newper for our topics master.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster of the day. The topics Toastmaster gives members who are not assigned a significant speaking role the opportunity to speak during the meeting. I challenge each member with a subject and they respond with a 1 to 2 minute impromptu talk. Please pay attention to the timing signals and utilize as much of the 2 minutes as you can. Timer, please could you demonstrate the timing signals for the table topics?
Topic Master, I will display the green card at 1 minute or green background, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. And I really want to excuse because I was doing the opposite. I was doing the red at 5 minutes, yellow and green. I'm so sorry about that. But I realized.
Thank you, Timer. I will repeat the topic twice. So it's time to get super present and focused now. And I'll be calling on you after I've stated the topic. The table topics theme tonight reflects the theme of the meeting, which is be of service. Please try and use the word altruistic in your table topics as well. Our first topic for the evening is, who do you admire that has been in service? Who do you admire that has been in service? Toastmaster Jack.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gary. First, let me congratulate all three speakers on a magnificent job. I mean, this was one of the most entertaining, informative, and intellectual three speakers we've ever had in a row. So thank you all. Who do I admire in service? And the person that comes to my mind is Jimmy Carter. The one president that no one died under his office in any sort of war. He was a nuclear submarine commander before that. He was governor. He was a peanut farmer in debt up to his eyeballs as he ran for governor and right up until he was after president. The guy's written over 30 books. He got voting rights around the world. So when I think of a man that has really done service and really hasn't gotten credit for the magnificent person that he's been, as an ex-president, no one has ever or probably will ever accomplish more to the service of humanity. And it was service being the key word. And I think of the greatest servant in all the presidents, Jimmy Carter comes to mind. Like I said, we don't give him all the credit because he was back there doing the background work. And that's what service is. Not out in front where everybody can be glorified and see it, but being altruistic about your service, doing it because it's the right thing to do. And for that reason, I'll always be grateful for him as a president, as a leader, and as a Christian, as a writer, oh, and as a furniture maker. To close on something probably very few people know, for many years, over 20 years after he was president, he built a bedroom set every year, and he would put it up for auction, and they would go for $100,000. So it was awesome. God bless, and thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jack. It was very insightful information on a great servant to the nation. Our next topic, if you had to be in service, what would you do? If you had to be in service, what would you do? Toastmaster Ray. I think your phone's muted again.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I do want to say the same thing as Jack said earlier. The earlier speakers, all three speakers did an excellent job. Going back to the topic, and if I was in service, where would I be today? Is that correct?
What would you do if you were in service?
What would I do? So in what I've seen in the past couple of months here with the situation that we're in right now, what I've seen is just that there's been a lot of need in different areas, from just not just from the medical and other emergency areas, but even people needing services for just within their own homes, their businesses, and I just rang my bell. Seeing all these other areas where people are struggling just to make ends meet on there. If I was in service, I would probably see where I could do a place where I can. I'd try to be in a place where I can help some of these out of the norm businesses and people who are suffering, who to basically make this ends meet on there, and see how I could assist them move forward to make it through this next couple of months, whatever it takes, whether it takes another year or so on there. Recently, I actually was just assisting I was taking a walk with my wife and talking to a neighbor who recently was in the need of actually finding she just needed somebody to do some work outside of her house. How do you call it? She just needed something very, very simple on the outside yard. I was able to, within the 5 to 10 minutes, assist her and help her. And, I felt actually that I was able to do some sort of service to this person on, just during this last walk. So that is my contribution, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ray. Appreciate that, and good job on looking out for a fellow neighbor as well. Our next topic. How can you be of service to someone this coming week? How can you be of service to someone this coming week? Toastmaster Sobia.
I got the timing for you, Sobia. You can unmute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gary. So the question is, how can be I of service for next coming week?
How can you be of service to someone in this coming week?
So in next coming week, what we are planning, the schools are closing. It's only going to be 4 more days. And what I am thinking is be in touch with all the parents during summer if they really need any help with anything. Still some of them are worried if we cannot still upload lesson plans or anything with the Google Classroom because there will be no school. But I am thinking that personally, I have asked them if I can be of any favor. They have all my text number, and I sometimes really, sometimes there are some parents who just text you at very random times and anything, but I still don't mind because I think this is, if they are worried about their little one, I should be there anytime to help them. So that's what I am planning. Then next week, all 4 days of school, I will try to be helpful to them and tell them whatever I can do for them for the next 2 months. And if I can be of any help and how can I serve them. This is what I think I can do in my position. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sophia. And it would definitely be good to know you if I had children. You could help me out with taking care of them.
Sure.
I think we've got time for one more. Okay. What do you admire most about those in service? What do you admire most about those in service? Toastmaster Summer.
Thank you, Gary. Good evening, Toastmasters. What do I admire most about those in service? I feel that many of them are not in it for the recognition. They're not in it for the fame, especially now during COVID. I feel that many of them are now being seen and recognized, while the celebrities and those that are normally recognized are being put kind of at the back burner because they're not able to do anything right now except for possibly take pictures of themselves. But we don't admire people for what they look like at this time. We're admiring people for helping those. And we might not recognize each and every one of their names. But I have a friend who is a doctor in New Jersey, and she works 48-hour shifts, basically running the hospitals during the COVID. And she's not doing it so that her name will be seen as a celebrity. She's doing it to save people and because she loves doing it. And I admire people that are not doing it so their name will be out there, so that they will be recognized. But I admire those that are doing it for altruistic reasons. Thank you, Toastmaster Gary.
Thank you, Toastmaster Summer. I think you brought up some very valid points there. And I think it's very true over this time, how we've got so much admiration for those people that are in service to the country and to us. That brings table topics to an end. Before I give it back to Toastmaster of the Day, I'll be launching the poll for the best speaker, so we can all vote for the speakers of the evening. Okay. Thank you for your vote. Stacey, are the table topics ready for voting?
Yes.
Okay, I'll launch the poll for table topics now.
Wait 1 sec.
Okay.
Hold on a sec. It didn't save it. Let's go ahead and move through, and we'll do it with evaluations.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gary Newper. As a reminder again, members, please give feedback to the speakers via Zoom in your private message. So we have reached to our third part of our Toastmasters tonight. The third section of our meeting is evaluation, the gift of instant feedback, a key part of the success of the Toastmaster program. Please welcome Toastmaster Micheline Nembard.
Hi all, what a powerful evening. 3 wonderful, powerful speakers. I will ask for Toastmaster Shastri to give instant feedback to Toastmaster Shay Reeves.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Apparently we don't have any guests today. Good evening. This evaluation is for my once mentee, Shay. And as Shay knows, I provide a summary to the Toastmaster, which she did. She gave us a taste of what she was going to talk about. And then she started. She started with a question. Close your eyes and think of a word. There's nothing more powerful than asking the audience to participate. What a superb way to gain our interest and our attention. You also added levity. Come on, guys, no cheating. Close your eyes. I thought that was extremely clever. Beautiful. Great job. You used 3 words that was given to you by the audience, which I thought was very good. Impromptu speaking skills demonstrated for sure. My favorite part of your speech, though, is when you told the stories about your Toastmasters mentor, myself and Stacy. And not because I was included, it's my favorite, but you could have used any other mentor in your life, but you chose to use the ones that were in the audience. What a powerful way to go, to engage us, to disarm us, and for us and for us to keep our attention to what you were providing. Now, things to add. Shay, to be honest, I was racking my brain the entire meeting trying to figure out what to point out for you to improve. There's one thing I noted, which was I could not see your body and your hand gestures, but that's probably because of the platform. That's the only takeaway that I could have provided to the speech. Your energy was contagious. Your hand gestures were directive. Your smile could disarm any audience. You made us feel safe. Your vocal variety was perfection. And you ended with a powerful quote from Oprah Winfrey. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Hopefully, as a mentor to you, I was able to do that. And now I'm passing on the baton to you, and the student has become the master. Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. That's going to be my word today, powerful. Moving on to our second speaker, Toastmaster Stacy Kessler, who will give feedback to Toastmaster Brendan McCulley. Toastmaster Stacy.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Brendan. Wow. Masterful and powerfully authentic, Brendan, all representing the altruistic you as a Toastmaster, as a fellow brother, as a soon-to-be, I believe, father. Everything you stated this evening spoke into your speech, which was how to aim smart. You raised the bar on how to create not just engagement with your audience, yet you created a masterpiece in a great storytelling way. You were on point for every area in which I believe captivated the audience profoundly. You started by putting us in question and got us thinking right away. And not only did you get us thinking, you brought us through our own visualization of a journey and bringing us back to our heart, which I always feel when you bring the audience back to our heart, we're able to take in what you're saying in a profound way as you spoke into goals and how to reach a goal in a very explicit way that we could all understand. The way that you broke down AIM SMART had us, even a first grader could understand exactly what you were saying in the way that you broke it down, which was very commendable, I must say. You brought us through a great way of storytelling in this, as though we felt like even if I wasn't here to lose weight, it was great because I was able to pay attention to the details of someone who was looking to lose weight in some kind of way and giving us the breakdown of how to achieve that. And I was able to take a story in my own mind and bring it through and utilizing your system in aiming smart. Great job. You were enthusiastic. I must add a couple of points for improvement since you are such a masterful speaker. I will say that eye contact, somehow, some way, I don't know if the way your computer is turned, maybe aiming your face straight into the camera so that you are making eye contact with each one of us. That's number one. Number two, I love your microphone, and that microphone was a little bit of a distraction in the way that it was in front of you. You may want to move that microphone out of the way so we aren't even seeing a microphone. And I believe that, Brendan, you nailed it. You created a raise the bar in a 5 to 7 minute speech in the way that you projected yourself and engaged all of us. General evaluator of the day, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stacy. You hit on all points of Brandon's speech. Great job. You list each one that was clear, concise, and exactly what you said came across as he was speaking this evening. So thank you for that. Great feedback. Moving on to our third speaker, Toastmaster Young Green will give feedback to Toastmaster Connie Andrews.
Yay! Charge on like Pollyanna! Toastmaster Connie and fellow Toastmasters, what a great speech. First of all, I loved your personable style, but I really, really appreciated the fact that you gave a pocket speech and made it such a great speech. It's not easy to be able to deliver a last-minute speech the way you did. And another thing that really impressed me was the fact that you went out of your comfort zone to deliver that rap. There's no way I would have that kind of courage to deliver a rap like you did. And Toastmaster Connie deployed all the techniques that we could deploy in giving wonderful speech. But I'm going to highlight just a couple here. Her vocal variety was wonderful. If Connie gave that rap in a monotone, of course it would have killed all the wonderful work that she has put in to make that rap. And of course, the facial expression. I like the fact that Connie went close to the screen and out when she didn't want to make a big impression. So that was a very good technique that she used. And third, the vocal variety was fantastic. I am letting go fear. And the gesture as well with that vocal variety. And when she said, beautiful harvest, and the vocal variety and the gesture, everything was masterfully deployed. Indeed, really well done. And here is one thing that I would like to offer, not only for Connie, for me as well, and for all of you. When we are giving a speech on screen like this, it's really tough to pay attention to the time. And now I'm looking at the time. I have not paid attention to the time in the past as well. So when we give our speech in Connie for everybody next time, please be mindful of the timer and see where the timer is on your screen so we don't rush to complete our speech. Madam General Evaluator.
Mastione, as usual, you always knock it out the ballpark. I love the opening of your evaluation, caught our attention. So thank you for that. Moving on to the other parts of our evening, our meeting. If I can ask for the counter and the timer and the grammarian to have everything ready, we're gonna go through the opportunities. Oh, actually, we're gonna do the poll right now. What topics we're gonna vote?
And do we have everyone's votes? I'm missing some votes here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
How are we on time for the evaluations? Toastmaster Sylvia?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, everyone was within time, but we are running behind 6 minutes. So just
okay.
keep this in mind.
We have to wrap it up.
Yes.
Are we going, oh, there we go. We're gonna do the general evaluation for
And 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I'll counter. Toastmaster Ray, do you have the numbers ready for that?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Wow, I gotta say, we all did a great job today with our speeches, our speakers, our table topics, and our evaluators. You know, I was supposed to ring this bell every time I heard a filler word, and I barely used it. So, general evaluator, the total number of filler words used by the club today was 11. Most filler words used by a member was, the most filler words used by a member was Most commonly used word today was used 3 times. And I'm supposed to read the following Toastmasters did not use filler words, but there were plenty of you guys that did not use filler words in today's evaluation. Either that or I did a lousy job tracking it, but you guys did an excellent job. That concludes my counter report, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ray. Toastmaster Summer Matthews, please give us the grammarian report.
General Evaluator, the word altruistic was properly used 3 times during the meeting. I did not hear any grammatical errors. And I heard the following notable words and phrases. Legacy, mentorship is one of the same. Einstein didn't start speaking until he was 3. Celebrate people where they are. Mentor is a long-term journey. Coaching is a short-term journey. PVG, purpose, vision, goal. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Tell fear to go get a beer. and the student has become the master. Thank you, General Evaluator. This concludes the grammarian's report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Summers. Toastmaster Sobia, please give us the, I think we did that. Yes, we did.
Yes.
Let's move on. Okay, my job to wrap up this part of our evaluation. We started on time, which is great. And we did not have any guests this evening, but our meeting was intimate and powerful. Powerful, I think that's my word. I was blown away with the speakers. I was blown away with the evaluations. The topic master did a great job. Everyone who participated this evening was awesome. We could have improved in our out counter. Ray, you're ringing the bell, but I didn't think anyone heard the bell. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't hear anything. And if you're on a headphone, I heard that that may cancel out the noise. So I'm not sure if you're on a headphone and we didn't hear the bells. Anyone heard the bell this evening?
No, I did not hear it either.
So I know this is an opportunity, a thing that we have been challenged with since we're on virtual platform. We're still trying to figure out a way where we can hear the bell through all of the interaction we're getting. So I know you have a physical bell, but I don't think you can use a headphone while you're doing that as well. So that's one thing I think we can improve. Throughout the meeting, again, we did an awesome job. I know we're running late, so I'm going to now pass it back on. And Sujana, awesome. Second time hosting this meeting, you're doing a great job. Great job. So you rock. So thank you, Toastmaster Sujana.
Thank you. Learning from the best. So thank you, Toastmaster Micheline. At this time, we will present the award for the best speech, best table topics, and best speech evaluator. Stacy, are you ready?
I think we did that already.
So let's everybody unmute your phones or unmute your computer and give the drum roll for our best table topic speaker tonight. Toastmaster Leon. Oh, no, sorry, that was the wrong one. Toastmaster Jack Miller. Woohoo! All right. And for our first place speaker, because we had all winners in each one of us as they were speakers, our first place winner tonight is Toastmaster Brendan McCauley. Great job, Brendan. And for our #1 first place evaluator of the evening is Toastmaster Heon Green. And I am complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your participation. It has been my pleasure to serve as your Toastmaster of the day again this week. Tonight was a meeting of the heart, remembrance, and honor for those who serve and those who are still serving during this tough time. I'm handing this back to our Madam President, Stacy Kessler.
Thank you, Toastmaster Susanna. Excellent job. You're so point on with your professionalism, Susanna. It feels like when you are the Toastmaster of the day these both weeks, that we have a safe place to land, that we will be kept in an orderly way. And I'm going to use Brendan's acronym here. You do aim smart all the way, Susanna. Thank you very much. And each one of you did a great job this evening. I love your word, altruistic. Miss Summer Matthews, great word of the day, great word of the week. And I just want to commend each one of you for being here on Memorial Day and us being able to ripple out our prayers and our word and just being in the place of compassion and love that each one of you are. I have not much to add except for next week, we do have someone who is going to be leading our meeting next week. Does anyone here want to step up to be the Toastmaster of the day next week? For the next 2 weeks, actually. Anyone? Hey, Gary, when was the last time you were Toastmaster of the day?
My mentee just unmuted herself.
He was going to tell me to do it.
I would do it, but I'm speaking in 2 weeks' time, so I wouldn't be able to do it 2 weeks in a row.
Okay. All right. So can you do it next week, skip a week, and then do it the following week? We'll be okay
Yes.
with that pattern.
Will you be okay with that? Okay.
Oh,
I'll do it.
Yay!
I'll do it so I can get some more practice for Summer, who will be the next Toastmaster.
Woo! That'll be great. I love your lead-in, Gary. Great leadership skills. Great seed planting. So next week, we have Toastmaster Shay Greaves, who is going to be taking the president's role for next week. As you can all put your prayers out for my husband. Next Monday, he is going in for surgery. And it's going to be okay. He has something he's having removed. Not removed. I wanted to say this. It's not.
Mended.
What? Mended.
Mended.
Yes. Not removed, but mended. He has something he's getting mended there. So everybody could say their prayers all this week. And on Monday, just put your prayers out there as he will be going into surgery. And I just want to say to each one of you, I already felt your love and compassion right there in the moment when I just made that announcement. So thank you very much. We have Micheline, who is our speaker one next week, and we still need 2 more speakers. Who would like to take those speaking roles next week? I would recommend that each one of you get to the agenda in the next 24 hours and just do it. Just do it. Okay? I love you all. I wish you all a magnanimous week. And thank you for being here. Mwah. Good night, everyone.